Hey guys, I found this topic incredibly interesting because it does involve a power dynamic that we cover on this channel quite a bit, where a individual who is often very famous is interacting with an individual or individuals who are not as famous, and there is a power dynamic. It's not a high school teacher with a high school student, a minor, if you will. It is more of a college professor with a college student. Right? There can even be a bigger age gap in that scenario. So let's talk about what is happening here. And yes, I am an outsider. And yes, I am a lawyer. And yes, I'm going to cover this every day if I want to, because that is my right as an American citizen. So all the people saying, don't cover this, let the adults hit. No, you guys are not the adults. I'm the adult. All right, let's cover this. For people asking what happened. So I'm on the official HermitCraft MineCraft. There were complaints made in private to the hermits. That's what they call themselves. Those complaints were investigated and deemed credible. Iskall chose to resign from the group. Stress also resigned. The episode of Imp and Skiz podcast where Iskall was interviewed has been unlisted. So basically, he did something bad. Now, people are defending him, and again, rightfully so, right? This is a content creator you grew up with. Let's read some victim statements, shall we? Let me blow your mind away. All right, let's blow your minds. Hello, everyone. This is a very difficult message for me to share, but I feel it's important to be brave and speak my truth. I am known as Mega Lit in Iskall85's Vault Hunters community, a nickname he gave me years ago. However, I no longer want to be associated with that name or identity. For those who don't know me, I've been part of Iskall's community for 4 years. During that time, I supported his Vault Hunters mod pack, both financially and creatively. In fact, some of the ideas implemented, such as the Bingo Vault in the update 15 were mine, something Iskall himself has acknowledged. Unfortunately, I recently discovered that I, along with others, was taken advantage by Iskall. What's most troubling is not only the manipulation itself, but also the fact that it occurred while he was in a long-term relationship. What began as casual conversations turned into flirtation, then sexting, and even sharing personal photos. As a single mom, or single mother, I have been transparent with him with my life's challenges and asked him not to give me false hope or expectations. He assured me, saying my intentions are real. Looking back now, I realize that his actions weren't just manipulative, they were emotionally abusive. He knew how to use his words to build trust and make me believe in his sincerity, only to later shatter that trust. It's heartbreaking to accept that someone I respect and supported could treat me and others in that way. Iskall is a persuasive individual. I trust his words. He even suggested visiting my country and invited me to Paris this January. I declined, but his pattern of behavior is consistent with all victims, similar approaches, similar words. When I discovered I wasn't alone, I immediately canceled my Patreon support for Vault Hunters and connected with other victims. We've been completely open and transparent with one another. During those conversations, additional concerning information came to light. Together, we gathered our proof and contacted a member of the HermitCraft community to bring this situation to light. In 2024, with the pervasion of AI-generated content and account hacks, it's understandable that people may doubt our claims. However, we have irrefutable proof that supports everything we're saying. While I'm not sharing all of it publicly at this moment, I can assure you that the evidence reveals a stark contrast between the person Iskall portrays publicly and the reality of his behavior. This has been a deeply painful experience for all of us involved. Accepting that I too was a victim that has been incredibly challenging. Recovering from this has taken a significant emotional toll. I want to thank the HermitCraft players who have shown unwavering support to us during this difficult time. Just yesterday, I spoke with another victim, and it pains me to say that there may be even more out there. This is why I've chosen to make this public. You are not alone. If you're also a victim, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will ensure that your name remains anonymous. To everyone following this situation, I kindly ask that you respect the privacy and boundary of all victims. Some may wish to remain anonymous, and their decisions should be honored. Please show empathy towards everyone who has been hurt or affected by this. To everyone who is feeling hurt or saddened by this, I want to remind you that brighter days are ahead. We don't have to stay in the darkness forever. I hope this statement addressed some of the questions and concerns within the community. For myself, I will no longer support Iskall in any way. I'm heartbroken by what has happened, not just to me, but to everyone else who has trusted him. Thank you for listening. So everyone's saying Iskall is a nice guy. Well, that's one statement. Let's read the other one. Cash. Hi everyone. I'm not being pushed to make this, but rather doing it on my own accord so that you have all the facts, and with the hopes that if there are more victims, they know they can reach out first. Pause, full stop. These are victims, correct? Okay? Something happened, guys. I know a lot of you are hiding it and in the shadows and don't want me to talk about it. The more you don't want me to talk about it, the more mother effing videos I'm going to make. Just ask the completionist, ask Logan Paul. It's just going to go on and on and on because, holy shit, this is interesting to me. Oh, so the goal, you don't have a job. Yeah, I don't have a job. I'm retired, man. I make a shit ton of money, man. I'm retired. I can talk about whatever I want. All right, unpause. They know they can reach out and they are not alone. It's likely that besides the three of us, two currently anonymous ones and myself, so I don't know if this is including the other one because the other one's not really anonymous, there are more, very likely. I'd like to start off by saying a couple of things. So far, no minors are involved that we know of. I know Mumbo already confirmed this, but I feel like it's important for me to say that too. Thank you, Mumbo. As for stress, don't bring her into this at all. I'm hoping for the best for her and her kids. Please don't speculate about her. I'm just going to tell you what happened in order that it happened so that I hopefully don't miss anything. Don't expect too much photo evidence right now because it's pretty hard to look through it, and the hermits plus other people like V8's devs have all they need to see the truth of it. Please have faith in us and then that the evidence is overwhelmingly sufficient. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a moderator for Iskall for a while now, and for a time it was only Gazmersalsa, my mod twin as I like to say, and myself doing most of everything on stream. He hates moderating his own things. I also ended up as a moderator of his Discord and the Vault Hunters official Discord. Iskall and I shared a few friends, which made the situation so much more confusing until I told them what was going on, and they helped pull me out of my mental state and made me realize things that were happening that I had no ideas about. The personal thing started on August 12, 2023. What happened was that Salsa and I were in the Vault Hunters Patreon voice chat just doing a vault together when he popped in while muted and watched us for a bit before leaving. Right after he sent this to me. Iskall sent a friend request. I was trying to make a group chat with Sir Salsa, but can't. Keck W. Accepted, sir. Iskall, I just want to thank you and Salsa specifically for all the help with the streams and the community. You guys are absolutely omega to me. How old is this dude? Like 35? Like, who the hell talks like this? And I appreciate the hell out of both of you. Heart emoji. TY for being there for me. Fairly innocent, and that's how it was for about a week and a half. Something to know about Iskall is that he doesn't really respond to Discord very much. Even when he asked me to send him something, do something for him, which I honestly didn't expect more than that, it didn't really bother me. However, for these 9 days, he was extremely chatty, even starting his own conversation, which was baffling at the time, as I was used to mostly silence on his end. I just thought he was being more my friend than before, which I don't think would be unusual since I've been moderating for him for a long time and doing a lot of things for his stream and community who I adored. It was August 21st when he first brought up Skype. Oh, that's not a good sign. But before that, he started being a little weird without giving me any context about whatever he meant. So I didn't think much of it at the time, but now hindsight is 2020. And then the Skype message. Nice. Set up Skype. Yup, downloading. Oh my god, how did I remember my own one? Laugh out loud. I'm probably going to make a new one anyway, laugh out loud, but what the hell, I have a message from my brother in 2018, laugh out loud. I will add you. Immediately after going to Skype is when he brought up danger zones again and started being sexual. He talked about getting in bed naked and that he currently had a boner. So, pause. How does he know this is not a minor? Like, at any point, does he know, like, this person's age? Like, is this something that in Minecraft everyone knows everyone's age? Like, could a scenario exist where the moderator was a minor and he just didn't know about it? Unpause. I was wary to engage, but honestly just assumed he was joking around or something. Very naive of me, I guess, but it feels so different when it is happening to you. And in your head, that's difficult to explain my own logic back then. Hello. Yes, we can talk here. The danger zone talk. Laugh out loud. No, but I can't keep track of Discord, and I like you. Keep this very private, though, only for family and very close friends, Iskall says. You can see he's talking about danger zones again, 8 days. Okay, so it's 5 pages. I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to get back down to the very end. So you can see his last-ditch attempt to get me to respond favorably to his now blatantly sexual advances, which I feel uncomfortable showing. Just know the hermits have all they need, so I don't feel like I have to share such messages publicly when they exist privately where it's needed for evidence sake. I'm sure everyone knows that no one has ever been publicly removed from HermitCraft, so I hope you all can have faith in Hermit's judgment. Besides, minors will probably read this, and I would like them to not have to see anything sexual. Now, beyond A and a few friends of mine, no one knew about this for months after the fact. It was a combination of still feeling messed up by someone who I thought was my friend and a misplaced sense of guilt. It was hard to not feel like I was just overreacting. If it wasn't for A, I don't know if I would have crawled myself out of that spiral. It was very hard to sleep, eat, talk to anyone, or even function with the level of anxiety I was feeling over this even months later. I also felt at the time that I didn't have enough evidence on my own to bring it to anyone higher up. It came more to head very recently in the past few weeks. A was talking to someone and guessed correctly that they were another victim of Iskall's. The person who I'll call B wished to also remain anonymous. A brought us together and with permission from each of us. B was romantically involved with Iskall for 3 years. During that time, he attempted to mess with me. The communication he had with B was stopped. When his attempts on me failed, he resumed his romantic involvement with B, claiming he had been hacked and apologized profusely. This news is extremely painful for her as she deeply cared for him and was emotionally invested in their online connection. They had even met... Wait. Pause. No one met this dude in person? Like, what's happening here? This guy has, like, what? He just has, like, 20 different online relationships and he doesn't have a real one in person? On pause. They had even planned to meet in person, and he had shared personal, intimate details with her that he hadn't shared with any others. The info was already approved to be shared by B. Then days later, B found Melophilit, another victim. Meph has her own statement that you can find. Meph and I have a very similar timeline of him starting around August, then him giving up on us on the same day on December 16th, before going back to B. Meph is very likely to come out with her own story soon, but for now I will keep her name out of it unless he tells me otherwise. Both B and Meph received pictures of explicit nature, though I managed to avoid them. We confirmed between ourselves that his Skype username was the same, but for now we won't be sharing it, so we have a way to verify further victims' claims. Okay, very cool that they thought about that in advance. That was very smart of them. I wish it wasn't needed, but sadly we all know there are people who will take advantage of any situation. Before we found Meph, B and I managed to get in contact with a hermit. I don't know if they want the public to know who they are, so I won't say. They offered to help us. They gathered all the evidence they thought was needed, and took it to the rest of the hermits and relayed information to other parties as well. Iskall went dark around that time, and we haven't heard from him since publicly. It's likely he's telling his own story to people close to him. It was extreme. So, pause. It's extremely important to get these two victim stories out to as many people as possible because Iskall is a manipulative asshole. From what I can tell, I don't know. But the way that he's been described, the way I've seen him, the way I've seen him interact, I've done my research about this dude. There's still a lot of people who support him. He's a douchebag. And you gotta get the victim statements up in front before he makes his own story up, right? That's how it is. And then because he has the power dynamic. The power dynamic is really this. He has followers. He has people who worship him. He's got Patrons. He's got money, right? The victims don't have that type of stuff. The victims are just previously his own followers. Okay, so you need other YouTubers to bring this stuff up on behalf of the victims, so it's an even playing field. This is something in freedom of speech. Freedom of speech isn't always equal. The person with more subscribers often can level, it's often not a level playing field because they have a much wider reach, and I'm sure Iskall is telling whatever his version of the story is. So these are very intelligent individuals Iskall's dealing with, and obviously they didn't fall for his shit. Unpause. To anyone else who may be a victim, please feel free to reach out to me if you want to. You can reach out to me here on Twitter. Please don't use my DMs to dig for info, but anyone affected is more than welcome to talk to me. I'm more than willing to keep your name out of it, and if you want to say words, make a statement through me, I can do that. Or if you don't want anyone to know, I will still listen. We suspect there are many more, and we are here for you. To A and to the hermits, thank you for having our backs and hearing us out. It means the world to me, and I have no idea where I'd be without you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Further messages may be relayed through me and by others, and C is very unlikely to make her own post in a little, while she feels up to it. Please don't speculate or harass anyone's identities. They want to stay anonymous for a reason, and it's not up to us to decide if they should change that. Anyway, cast out for now, I think. So you guys keep hating these videos that I'm making because they're coming, man. This is interesting as hell.